Are we able to get it in? Let's see. Hopefully it works. It was telling me that it was unable to connect. Technology issues as always. Technology is not my best friend, but that is okay. Let me go ahead and open this up. We'll just give this a moment. Okay, hopefully this works. Let's see. Is this going to work for us?
Experience the hit original series when...
Okay. Okay, that was loud. Hello, hello. Welcome in, everybody. It said could not connect for a second there. So if you're still hanging in here, thank you so much. We're having a day here. I go to begin the live stream, and then all of a sudden it said it was unable to connect, which I thought was very, very weird. Let me just get that in there. Okay. Are we good? We're crooked still. Hold on. We'll get it. We'll get it. Are we good? Yes? Yes. Why not? Oh, long time no see, right? So good. From to the best of my understanding, they're doing Boggy Creek unboxing tonight, so I'll make sure that we are done before they start. Hello, everybody coming in. Deb and Amelia, Dora. Hello, Linda, and hello. Sherry, welcome in from California. Let's see. Hello, Brenda from Ireland. Welcome in. And Samantha Stewart, hello to you. Welcome in. Diane and Crystal, come on in. Let me get situated here. So, just to put this out there, I am doing a pop-up because I had technology issues earlier with recording this content that I had planned. So, I got to cover this material here in this live stream, which is going to be okay, right? So, hello, everybody coming in. Thank you so much. Let's see. Hi, Juan from Adelaide. Hello to you, Anna. Thought it was Wednesday all day. Glad it's Thursday. I love that, right? We all have those moments. I can tell you that I've had those moments many times. So good. Anyway, guys, hello. Am I missing anything? No, I'm not. Okay, so first, I want to tell you guys that I was invited to collaborate with several channels out there on a project called The Twister Hood of the Traveling Blanket. Originally, I was to record a video showcasing the blanket, the stitches, and the yarn and all the things, like a before and after. So due to technology issues, I figured, let me just go live, talk about it, and show you my work and hang out with you guys and maybe answer any questions you guys may have. So just wanted to put it out there. I'm putting this into this video, okay? Or this live stream. So I just want to put it out there to those of you guys who did participate in this. First, before I even start, a huge thank you to Michelle from Yes Michelle Crochets. Several months ago, she reached out to me asking me if I was interested in participating in this project with her. And again, the name of it is The Twister Hood of the Traveling Blanket. Okay. Super nice of her to invite me. With her was, let me get it all correct here. We have, I actually wrote it down. Give me a moment. Where did it go? I'm having one of those days, guys. It's fine. We've all had those days. Let me grab my notepad. Here it is. Okay. So, the blanket traveled to 6 other people. This blanket is in its 7th stop. I'm channel number 7. Okay. So channel number 7, I received this blanket. I'll show it to you. This blanket has grown immensely. This is the blanket. Okay. And as you can see, each color is represented by a different person who's added their touch to the blanket. It started with the white, and then we go on to the green, and then the purple, and then the coral color, the blue, and then the yellow. Okay? So, again, I'm number 7. And I feel like, in a weird way, I have like the biggest responsibility because I have to bring the blanket home. I have to be able to make this make sense, right? So let me just call out the channels that participated in this. And first, I'm actually going to, let me call them out first. So Michelle over at Yes Michelle Crochets, she started off the blanket. Let me go ahead and do this. So she created the centerpiece for the blanket, and it features a wonderful, wonderful design of petals and stitches and chains. Beautiful, beautiful work there, Michelle. Absolutely stunning. I love that centerpiece that she created. And she used white yarn. This is Big Twist Pound Plus with a 5mm hook. Absolutely gorgeous. Love that. The next stop was Jessica SMC, and I believe she is out there too. Jessica, she's this color right here, and she did these wonderful 3D shell stitches all the way around. I think there are 3 rounds here, and there's these 3D shells. So let me see what I have with her. So she went up to a 5.5mm hook for hers. And then from her, it went to Seta over at Seta's Place. And Seta did the purple. And Seta used, let's see here, a 5.5 clover hook, US letter I. And the yarn here is Loops and Threads Soft Classic. The light purple is called Amethyst. And the dark purple is Dark Purple, Loops and Threads. Beautiful, beautiful pattern there. And I like how it's outlined in the dark purple to really, you know, showcase those edges. Absolutely beautiful there. So Seta's Place is in purple. And then next from Seta, it went to Ivy B Creates. So Ivy B Creates used a 5.5 US letter I crochet hook. And beautiful stitch work there. Let me see. And the yarn that was used here is Lion Brands, Lullaby, and Pink Rose. So that's the colorway there. I love the chain work here. Absolutely stunning. The stitch work is beautiful. So great job there, Ivy B Creates. And then from there, we move on to the blue, which I'll hold it like this. The blue there is from, let's see, Marty over at Flossom Crochet. Marty used a 5mm US letter H hook, and the yarn used was Burnett Super Value in Sky, and I want to say, I think it says Hot Blue. But yeah, 2 shades of blue there. So great job, Marty. Absolutely gorgeous. And then the yellow here is, let me see here, Kitty over at Create and Relate with Kitty Lane. And she did it in yellow here. The yellow here is Big Twist Pound Plus in yellow with a Susan Bates 5.0 US letter H hook. So let me just back up and show all of this to you guys. Absolutely beautiful. I love the way this looks. Stunning. Okay, so that's the blanket. And I'm sure you guys may have asked questions. I'm going to look in here really quick. Okay. I love how different yarns and different hooks were used. Yes, absolutely beautiful. I got to tell you, I love the concept of this. Before I go any further, I just want to say that each and every one of the channels here that participated in this did a wonderful job with keeping up with the stitch counts and the actual recipes of their part of the blanket. So this blanket also came with this book. There's a book that went along with this. And on the inside, in the very beginning, was a letter to us from Michelle, and she goes into detail about the whys and the hows of like how all this began. And then she asks us to go ahead and document our journey with the blanket. So like our own recipe, our yarn, our hook, and all the things, and just include it in this book and include the book with the blanket in its travels. So there is that. So each person here left a note and like a note to the next person and like their journey with the blanket. So it was really, really nice. And I left my own note to Michelle in here, and my journey so far, even though I did not even start crocheting it yet, I left the beginnings of my journey here. So based off of what I'm seeing here, I believe I showed this to the members of the channel, or I can't remember, but I did show this once before. I think it was in a members only, and I asked for assistance on like what colors I should use and things. And I went to the yarn wall, and several people suggested several different colors and all the things. And at the end of the day, I got to tell you, I went with my gut on this one. And let me show you the yarn that I picked. So I'm going to hold it like this so you guys can see. So I am going with these two colors. So I am going to take the colors that Seta used. If you look at Seta's section, Seta used amethyst, the lighter purple, and then she accented it with the dark purple. I'm actually going to take these two colors and reverse it. So I'm going to use mainly dark purple and accent it in amethyst over here. Now, on the color wheel, the color that most goes with the yellow is purple. It complements the yellow. So hold on one second. Field trip. Let me make sure I can find it. Here it is. This is the color wheel. And the complementary color to yellow is purple. So because I have yellow here, I'm going to use the complementary color to purple, to yellow, which is purple. So that's the main reason why I decided to go back to the purple from yellow. And yeah, it's perfect. So that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to accent it with this for my section. Now, because of the fact that I have the anchor section of the blanket, which is the outside portion, I'm going to take the entire blanket back to the beginning. So once I have my section on here, I'm going to finish it off with the color that it began with, which is white. So I'm going to create a border in white after the purple. So these are the colors that will go on the blanket. And so yeah, I'm very excited about this. A little nervous because, the outside of the blanket, it's the biggest portion of the blanket. It's going to require the most amount of stitches and all the things. So yeah, I'm a little nervous, but I'm excited because I've been trusted with this part of the blanket. So yeah, very, very nice. And again, I know I said this already, but to the other 6 channels, including Michelle, you guys did a wonderful job with this blanket. As someone who writes blanket patterns, I think you guys did a phenomenal job. I love it. So yeah, I'm so glad that I was able to share this with you guys. Now that I've shown you guys this, I'm going to get to work. I'm going to document my journey, and I'm going to talk about my experience with the pattern that I create and all the things. And then I will show you guys the finished project once it's finished here. So yeah, I'm so excited. Love all the colors, right? And I got to tell you, there were several choices for this blanket. I wasn't exactly sure which route I was going to take. I brought the blanket to the wall. I'm moving it around, and I'm like, well, what color would go best with it? And I said, I can't figure this out. So let me go ahead and go to the color wheel and figure out which colors work best. And honestly, I went with the suggestion of the color wheel. I went straight back to the purple. So, yeah. Anyway, how are all of you guys? How have you guys been? I feel like I haven't seen you guys in a month of Sundays, and I'm sure it's only been just a few days. It's just been a few days, right? So good. Very talented people. Yeah, and you know what? That goes to say, and I mentioned this before in many Whipping It with Juan videos, some of the most talented people out there, I mean, are just right under your nose. Everyone is so talented, you know? So good. You felt like the purple was coming from you? Yes. And I did watch your video, Kitty Lane, where you said that, you know, originally you were wanting to go to the purple, and I'm so thankful that you allowed me the opportunity to do that. And I think yellow is the perfect accent to the purple. So wonderful choice for the yellow to allow me to play off of that. So it worked out very well. Hello, everybody coming in. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You just joined, Vern. Thank you. Congratulations and welcome in. Thank you. So, hi, Carrie. Welcome in. So glad to see you here. Glad that you're able to make it. Let's see. Color wheels are available on Amazon. Yes. This one I've had for such a long time. Look, part of it is missing. You can see it. This actually I've had since college. I've held on to this for many years. It's sat in storage for a long time, but I've had this since 2000 or 2001, since college. Yep. Very nice. And they're just a few dollars, and you can get them in any size. They come small or large, but I've mentioned this before in several videos. Whenever you have questions on like what colors go with what colors and you're not sure, grab yourself a color wheel. It literally tells you which colors go directly with the other color. So for instance, if I've got red, what is the complementary color to red? It's purple. It's green. It tells you right here on the color wheel. If you got orange, let's see, you just slide it over to the orange. And for orange, it's blue. And then, let's see, you just keep going around. If it's a blue-green, it's going to be a red-orange. Blue-green is red-orange, so on and so forth. So, yeah, very nice. Amazon, of course, right? Absolutely. So glad to see you guys here. Thank you so much for peppering on in here. You're drinking your Juan coffee and enjoying the show. Well, I love that, Monica. Dunkin' Donuts hazelnut coffee with caramel macchiato creamer. We love it. So good. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Kim, for peppering that on in there. Such a weight has been lifted off of my shoulders now because I've presented this. Now, I received this, I believe it was last week, I think Kitty sent it to me. And I said to myself, like, how am I going to present this? And so I prepared this whole thing where I was going to talk about it. And luckily for me, I was able to do it in this short amount of time. Now, I want to tell you guys the organization that this is in honor of or for. I got to tell you that Michelle over at Yes Michelle Crochets is much more well-versed in all of the details. I reached out to her today to ask her for her input and her guidance on how to speak to this because I'm not really well-versed in the organization as well as, you know, perhaps she is. This is for Share is the name of the organization. Share organization is an organization, and I'm reading off the book here. Share is an organization that provides compassionate support to families who have experienced the loss of a baby. So, you know, although obviously I personally haven't lost, you know, a baby, I have family members who have. And so when I learned of this, I thought to myself that I would be a great advocate for this because I think to have a place, a resource that people can go to when they experience such a devastating loss, it's just as important as all the other organizations out there. So, to create something that potentially could, be sponsored to help support this organization, I wanted to really participate in this. As you guys know, I make blankets for Boggy Creek because it's for the kids, right? And that means so much to me as someone who loves children, who likes to, you know, make blankets for children. I love to teach children. I just love kids. I just do. I'm that person. Anyway, this organization helps those who lose their children. It's such a very new stage in their lives or whatever. So anyway, the great thing about this organization is they provide ongoing compassionate care and services to those who lose, their babies at birth, and before. And so even years later, they're still providing resources, they're still providing services to those people who've experienced this. So long story short, I wanted to be a part of it. I thought it was such a great thing, and I'm glad that she's entrusted me with this project for the cause. So I believe that this blanket is already sponsored. Originally, before I guess it rolled out, this was actually going to go up for an auction. I'm not exactly sure the details behind it, but I believe from what I've learned, this blanket has already been sponsored. So yeah, I love this. I think it's such a great cause. So anyway, super, super happy. So let me see. Not to take away from this at all, but Rachel's gift does something. Okay, very nice. I think it's lovely to have a male crocheter doing the blanket as it does effective. And yeah, in my little note, Shirley, I did mention, and I can share this with you guys. I kind of alluded to it. Like at the end of the day, like, yes, it's directly impactful to the actual mother who loses their child, at birth or before. But such a loss also impacts the loved ones who are also attached to the person who also experiences that. It doesn't just affect the person, it also affects the loved ones too. And I felt like I can play a voice to that because, I have family members who have lost children at birth, and it's such an important cause, and it matters to not only the mother, but also to the loved ones who are connected to it. So I'm just glad that I've been able to participate in this way. So very, very nice cause here. Did they give you any parameters, or do you get to choose colors and size? It's of our own doing. So regardless, I mean, I get it. And then I was told to just create. So yeah, very, very nice. Okay. So anyway, I'm glad that I was actually able to do that. Hello, Mishi, welcome in, and thank you so much for being here. Yeah. So let's see. Thank you, Juan, for just being you and for always being true, drinking my coffee and watching you. Thank you so much. And I'm just, like I said, I'm glad that I've been able to have a hand in this. So yeah. And a lot of you guys, from what I'm reading, can clearly relate to, the cause, and, so very, very nice. Christine says, I'm now addicted to the zero sugar caramel macchiato. So nice. So glad. Yeah. And I know that this is a very sensitive topic, and it is one where, like, you have to really be careful on how you, I guess, talk about it. And I understand the weight of my platform. It's not a small platform anymore. And so with that, I understand that I have to be responsible with this. So with that being said, I do want to take this and turn it into a positive. And the positive is awareness, right? There is this resource that people can go to when they experience things like this. And I feel like it's very valid and very important to know that there's always support out there should you ever find yourself in a moment like this. It's one where we hope that it doesn't happen, but if it ever does, there are resources out there. And if I have a hand in sharing that resource with you guys, I definitely want to be the person to do that. So thank you for allowing me to use my platform to share awareness. And again, Share is the name of the organization, and I do have a link to the actual website, and I will be linking that into the live should you guys ever feel a need to just check it out to see what it's about. It is a legit place that has resources, and they offer support for those who experience this. So yes. Okay, I know that's kind of heavy and I do apologize, but I promise it's such a good cause. Anyway, let me move this over here. I'm so sorry. Oh, anyway, thank you so much. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you for the purple hearts. With that being said, I do want to tell you guys something that maybe you guys would agree with me on. I don't want to say every fiber artist out there is an emotional fiber artist, but I feel like a lot of what we do can be perpetuated by emotions. So if you're really happy about a project, or you're really happy about a cause, or if you feel like a cause really inspires you or motivates you, it gives us just reason or cause to put yarn to a hook or put yarn to needles. For me, I am one of those folks as well. Who else, would crochet 50 to 75 to 100 Boggy Creek blankets if they weren't emotionally invested in it? And the same can be said about many other projects out there. I'm literally one of those folks. If I am emotionally committed to a project or to a cause, I'm going to work beyond my capabilities to try and make that happen. I know that a lot of people who watch me are literally like that as well. If there's a cause that inspires you or motivates you, you're going to put yarn to a hook and you're going to do the things. Maybe you have other whips you're going to move to the side to actually work on this because, it's something you're passionate about. Yeah, I got to tell you that, like, for me, a lot of what I do when I commit to something, it comes from emotions. It comes from something that I'm very passionate about. And, I have received some feedback about, Juan, you talk Boggy Creek all the time, and, you and your Boggy Creek blankets. With that comes the understanding that I have an emotional connection to the cause. I went there, I saw the camp, and I seen firsthand what these blankets do for the children at the camp. And, whether it's Boggy Creek or the Share organization, a lot of us are emotionally connected to the projects that we create for the cause. And so, to that, I say, embrace it. So, if you're emotionally connected to something that you're working on for a cause, I say go all in 100%, and that in itself promotes, something good. You're doing something good for something else or for someone else. It's a great thing. So I say continue on with it. And, to those who think that I'm absolutely bonkers for crocheting so many Boggy Creek blankets in one season, to you, I say, it is what it is, and I'm not going to stop doing it. I don't know why people would want us to rain on that parade, But anyway, I'm not giving them energy, but I just want to say that, if you're emotionally connected to a project, even if you feel like it's beyond your reach, continue doing it. If you're passionate about something, even if it's not fiber arts related, if you're a musician and you're emotionally connected to your music, do it, So, yeah. Michelle says, Juan, thank you for your support of this project. It means so much to me. Well, without a shadow of a doubt, you are a friend of mine, and I do appreciate everything you do. So thank you. I think that with Boggy Creek, for me, totally transparent here. I do want to tell you, um, I was very upset at the fact that I wasn't able to deliver blankets this year. I didn't have it. I have to care for my mom. It was a lot of reasons, and I won't get into that. But I felt like, since I can't deliver blankets to Camp Boggy Creek this year, what else can I do? And I said to myself, well, you can design blankets. just come up with different things. And all season long, I've been coming up with different design patterns and things. Just check out my channel, you'll see it. And I continue to do that. And on top of that, I am crocheting my hands off to help, because it matters to me. It's for the kids, and although, just as well as I do, there are some people out there who were upset at the fact that I'm not involved as much as I was last year. Rest assured, I'm doing everything that I can physically. So, I'm crocheting all these blankets. I've got 50 done as of last week. I can't believe I'm saying that. I have 50 blankets done. 50. I've done 50 blankets, and I'm still crocheting more. It's insane, but it's worth it because it's for the kids. And to the Share organization, we're doing it because we're emotionally connected to it. We don't just wake up one morning and say, well, I'm just going to go ahead and crochet 50 blankets just for the S and G's of it all. No, we're doing it because we're emotionally connected to it, So I really wish that, I went a different path in life, to be perfectly honest with you. Of course, I'm continuing with my crochet, but in the perfect world, I would have gone down a different path in life. I probably, would still be a fiber artist, but I would be a fiber artist, in a house full of kids, like my family. I come from a family with lots of kids everywhere, and I'm actually one of the people who, I don't have kids. My sisters have children, my cousins have kids. My one cousin has 13 children, 12 girls and one boy. And coming from a big family and not having kids, I live a very different life. And so, if my life were different, I would be in a house full of kids because I just love kids. So anyway, Sky, I really appreciate that more than you know. Sky says, Juan, you do more than enough and it's greatly appreciated. Well, listen, I got to tell you, I appreciate you for that. I really do. And thank you all for coming on in. I really do appreciate that. Amazing. So for those of you guys that have no idea what Boggy Creek is, and can you guys believe it, even to this very day, as much as we talk about Camp Boggy Creek in Florida, there's still people now still discovering it. They're still asking, like, what is Camp Boggy Creek and what is it about? Camp Boggy Creek is a camp in Eustis, Florida, and it is a camp where they house chronically ill children. And these children get to finally experience what life is like as a kid. And they can take their illnesses and sit it to the side and forget about the fact that they're chronically ill and just live life as a kid for a week. And the camp counselors, are trained specialists. They're doctors and things like that who assist these children in getting to know what life is like as being a kid and being able to forget what life is like being sick. And the big part of it all is that they get these blankets from us crocheters, us knitters, us fiber artists. They get these blankets as tokens of a way of remembering what life was like during that week at Camp Boggy Creek. And I met someone who is now one of the directors of Camp Boggy Creek. She used to be a camper there, and all these years later, she still has her blanket. And she still remembers her experience there when she was sick and not well, and how wonderful it was, with her being there. So having met that person and learning of her experience, it actually brought me to a place where I felt so inspired to be a part of the community. And Nancy at She's Got Yarn has played such a big role in that, in helping me see what that was like, along with so many of the other folks, so I'm glad that I'm a part of it. Even though I'm not there every week, I'm there. I sit in the bushes, I watch, I don't participate in the chat because for once I get to feel what it's like to be in the bushes, and I crochet and I watch. I don't type, and I'm not part of the chat, there, but I'm there, I'm watching. And, I feel like a sense of community, even though I'm not physically participating. I'm there. I design blankets for people to crochet, and I get to see my designs that everyone picks. I watch and I'm like, oh my goodness, look at it. Look at Nata June's blessing blanket. I see it, I love it. So thank you. How is Mama Wilma? She's good, Samantha. Thank you for asking. And thank you, Lamar. I really appreciate that. And hello to you from Los Angeles. Lots of new folks, lots of new names, guys. And with that, you guys already know this, my channel is growing. It continues to grow. And with that comes new people into the fold. So absolutely appreciate that. Let's see. Yeah, I'll pop out of the bushes tonight for you guys. Like I said, I normally sit in the bushes. I let everyone else chat and have a good time, but I will participate in the chat tonight. I will say hello to everybody and all the things, you know. I'll let you guys know that I'm there. I'm there. Hello, Spring. Welcome in. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Hi, Divacino. Welcome in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You'll be there tonight, Rachel. That's super, super nice. I love it. Hi to Juan sisters in the bushes. Yes, my sisters watch my lives. They sit in the bushes and they don't comment either. You know, they don't want to take away from all the things, as they say, but they're here. So I know my dear friend Trisha, Mama Swift, is close to her goal, guys. How awesome is that? Right? Thank you, Amy. I appreciate that. To help with shipping costs. I appreciate that. Thank you. Huge props to Trisha over at Mama Swift for, listen, I'm sitting here saying that I have 50 blankets done. She's approaching 100. How amazing is that, guys? I mean, she's emotionally invested into it as much as I am. And to me, she is such an inspiration. Being able to put yarn to a hook and being as committed as I am for the cause, for the kids, I think it's amazing. You know, she's so inspirational to me in that she just doesn't stop. You know, she's got a goal and her heart is in it, and she's doing it for the kids, nothing else, nothing more, nothing less. She doesn't ask for a single thing from anybody, and she puts yarn to a hook for the love of the kids. And that's why I do it. So my heart goes out to her. She knows it. She's a dear friend of mine. Love her. So I don't really shout channels out as much as I used to, but if you're not following her, you should. She's got a heart of gold, guys, and I'm sure a lot of you guys already are, but if you're new to my channel and you don't know who Mama Swift is, you should definitely check her out. You really should. She's a wonderful person. I love her to death. She's good. So, yeah. It is all about the kids. It really is. And, you know, for what it's worth, like when we posted the pictures of Camp Boggy Creek and we showed you guys what the camp looked like and all the things, and there's videos out there, you can kind of see what it's like out there too. So by all means, do it. Check it out. Be inspired, you know? So thank you guys in advance. Like I said, you know, a lot of you guys are already subscribed to her channel, and I'm thankful for that. But like, she's a great person, heart of gold. And I can't wait to see what blankets that she comes up with. I mean, when she's almost at 100, you know, and who knows what she's going to create after she hits the 100 mark. Who knows? All I know is she's probably going to be very interested in creating other things too, eventually. I know I would. If I hit my goal, I'm going to be like, all right, now what else can I get my hands into? You know, I did my thing, you know. She does have patterns for Boggy Creek as well too. I've done some of hers. She's got ripples in the creek. She's got the textured cabin throw. She's got the sweet marshmallow kiss. She's got the marshmallow kiss in the round. She's got a whole handful. And her email address is mamaswift3. So if you hear about a pattern of hers that you're interested in, all of her patterns are for free. She'll be more than happy to send them to you. And yeah, free of charge for the kids. Okay. So love that. Thank you, Rochelle. I appreciate that. But to be perfectly honest with you, I think that sometimes your heart is shown through your work, you know? So good. And did I get your email right, Trisha? I think it's mamaswift3@gmail.com. I think I did. Hopefully I don't inundate you with emails. So yeah, Waiting on your poncho pattern patiently. Yes, the tutorial was the tutorial that I was recording today that got deleted. I'm so disappointed in myself over that. I was recording the tutorial after I did the video for the channel, and when I went to do my editing, I accidentally edited the wrong clip, and the clip was actually of the tutorial, so I went back to try and undo it, and when I went to go undo it, I actually accidentally deleted part of my video, which is why I had to do the live. I had to do this live stream to offset that. So it's unfortunate, but yeah, here we are doing the things. Thank you so much, Kim, for dropping Mama Swift's link. I appreciate that. Spring says, been there, done that. So sorry, Juan. Yeah, it's very frustrating because you spend, and for those of you guys that don't know, when we put out videos and you guys see like a 20-minute video, a 30-minute video, that 30-minute video takes hours to record, edit, upload, and get put onto the YouTube streets. Those 30-minute clips don't take just 30 minutes. Don't, snap a finger. It took me 4 hours to record the tutorial, and then part of it got deleted. So I lost the whole entire thing because of where I was at in the poncho pattern. I now have to frog all the way back to the beginning because there's just no way to fuse the clips together. So I have to start over again. And at this point, all I can do is laugh, right? Because, yeah, sometimes you just want to take your project and throw it across the room and walk outside and get some fresh air and start over again, and then come back in, pick up your work, and then just get the hook back on the yarn. So thank you, Cherry, for gifting a membership. Congratulations to Matt K for getting that membership. And I believe Matt K is out of the UK, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he's across the pond. Welcome, welcome in. Thank you, Patrick. 16 months. Oh my goodness. Thank you for being official for 16 months. You're awesome. You enjoyed these past 16 months. Here's to more. Absolutely. Thank you for being here. Julia, thank you so much for that. I'm going to take it as a shipping blessing. So thank you. I definitely appreciate that. So, so good. I cannot wait for that poncho pattern of the way yours looked on you. It's a very easy to do pattern in that every row is the same stitch count. Every row is the same. Super, super nice. It's very easy to construct. And the way that I do my tutorial, once you get that repeat pattern, you're going to want to make more than just one. It's very, very easy. Sherry, thank you so much for gifting a membership, or 5 memberships. Wow. Thank you so much. We've got Melissa Green, Cindy H, Nifty, Missy SJ, and Elizabeth A. Congratulations to your gifted memberships from Sherry Astrahan. Thank you so much. Welcome, and you're going to love it here. It's a really nice group. Thank you, thank you. So for those of you guys who are new to the channel, I do have memberships. I have 2 tiers of memberships. I have fellows, the fellow yarn addicts. It's my lower tier, and that gets you members only live streams and members only posts. It's just a way to really support the channel in terms of like postage and things like that. And I believe it's $1.99 a month. But then my upper tier is $4.99, and you get all of those things. But in addition to that, you get a free written pattern from me monthly, which you have exclusive access to for half of the month. So I drop my patterns to the members on the 15th of the month. They keep that pattern without it being shown from me on the channel for 2 whole weeks. And at the beginning of the next month, I then introduce that new pattern to the channel. And so the tutorial comes out and all the things. So that's a huge perk because my patterns now cost more than the actual membership. So the pattern itself pays for the membership if you're a pattern person. In addition to that, you get 2 Zoom calls a week with me. We have one where we do a show and tell. So you get to show the group like your works in progress, your finished objects. And then the next Zoom we have, which is, as you know, stitch and chat. So we sit and we talk and we hang out and we have a good time. So by all means, it's not necessary at all to join, but if you're interested, please join. We'd love to have you. Shay, thank you so much for the blanket blessing. You're so kind. You're always too kind to me. I love that. Thank you so much. I will definitely take the blanket blessing for sure. But those are great ways to support the channel, guys. Um, it's not necessary. A lot of times people ask me, like, Juan, how can I support your channel? The best way to support my channel is to just come like you guys are right now. This is the best way. Like, whenever I put out a video, just watch the video. I can't tell you how much that means to me when you guys watch my videos. Sometimes the video is an hour long, sometimes it's 20 minutes. However long you have to watch my video, that's the best way to support me. Above all, you know, the memberships and the patterns, they're just added bonuses. But the nitty-gritty of it all, if you watch my videos, that's all I could ever ask for. So thank you guys so much, because I do see that you guys watch my videos. You guys like and you comment and you do all the things. So I'm so grateful to you guys, seriously. Deb Dale, thank you so much for that message. She says, to all the new members, you're going to love it here. I feel like you guys are going to like it as well. Thank you. And I cannot believe we have 422 in the house. It's so good. It fluctuates, but we love that for us. Hi, Lorraine. Welcome in. If you like them, watch them twice. It's so nice you watch it twice. Is that what we're doing here? I see we're still having the ampersand in front of the names. I don't know what started that, why that's even there, but yeah, it's there. Not sure why that is. Hi, Tammy. Welcome in. Yeah, I don't know, but you know what? I'm here for it. It's so good. Love it, love it, love it. Anyway, thank you guys so much for your support. Like I mentioned to you guys a little bit ago, I'm always at the live streams for Camp Boggy Creek. I usually sit in the background crochet and I watch. I'm in the bushes, and it gives me a lot of time to catch up on my work, because when I'm not filming, when I'm not recording, I'm in the bushes, I'm watching. And a lot of times when I'm in the bushes, I don't comment. You know, we have tons of people here that's in the bushes watching on their televisions. They're not really commenting, but they're here. And every now and then they send me emails and they tell me, like, hey, Juan, I don't really participate in your lives, but I'm in the bushes and I'm watching. I feel you. I know what that's like. So I definitely appreciate that. Hi, Silver. Hi, new subscriber. Just saw you were live. Yes, here I am. And welcome to the channel. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for being here. I really do appreciate that. So we have a question here. What is the Stitch Academy? Good question. Actually, that's a great question. So let me tell you about the Stitch Academy. I created the JTYA Stitch Academy last year sometime to just have a resource for those who happen to come across my channel. You could be the most experienced crocheter out there and you just want to see how Juan the Yarn Addict does a stitch. Or you could be a brand new crocheter and you really want to learn how to do it. The Stitch Academy is literally just a place to show you how to do a particular stitch. It's not the end-all be-all. I'll be the first one to tell you. There are hundreds of tutorials out there that will teach you the same stitches that I do. I'm just another resource. So if what I show you resonates with you, then feel free to check out all the stitch tutorials there. They have all kinds of stitch tutorials in that playlist. You got beginners, intermediate, advanced. And I got to tell you, those words beginner, intermediate, advanced mean nothing to me. I believe that if you take your time and you do one loop at a time, you're able to do the same thing that an experienced crocheter can do, but just take your time and enjoy the process. So, you know, I try to stay away from using those words because I feel like we can all do it. I am a completely, I want to say, inclusive channel where I do talk about all kinds of yarn. I believe all yarn is good yarn. And when I do my stitch tutorials, I will use all kinds of yarn. I don't stick to just one kind. So anyway, the Stitch Academy, it's a playlist of a bunch of stitches. So feel free to check that out. Okay. I try to articulate as much as I possibly can. I pay close attention to how I speak when I do my tutorials. Sometimes I sound monotone, but I promise you, I'm really focusing on my pronunciation. I want to make sure that everyone who can hear me can clearly hear my words and understand every word that I'm trying to say. I've spent many hours practicing that. So yes, if you like my tutorials, or if you like my Stitch Academy, you will like my tutorials as well. So I do beanies, hats, blankets, you name it, I do it. I just started getting into wearables. It's been the thorn in my side. I've been like, do I jump into wearables? It's very, you know, fickle. wearables, but I am naturally a blanket person, guys. I love making blankets. It's been my go-to since I started crocheting. Within the last 5 or so years, I started getting into all of the other things. And so, but blankets are my number one. I love blankets. So, yeah, so good. I said the wrong word. I do apologize. It's not ampersand. Thank you for correcting me. It's the at symbol, not the ampersand. What was it? What was I thinking? Sorry, guys. It's so good when you could laugh at yourself, right? I called it an ampersand. Why did I do that? It's an at. Thank you for telling me that. I needed a good laugh. I'm sitting here proud as punch calling it an ampersand. And no one, except for one person, corrects me that I noticed. Juan, can you play the mandolin? I have one, and I do play it, but I'm not perfect at it. I fiddle around with it. I'm more of a violin, viola person. Those are my babies, my violins and my violas. I love them. And I have a 5-stringed, it's called a violinla. So it's 5 strings, the E, A, D, G, and C string. So you have all the strings of a violin and a viola in one, but it's the size of a viola. Actually, it's a plus size. It's really big, and it gets really deep. It almost sounds like a cello, but like lighter. It's a lighter version of a cello. It's really, really nice. One of these days, I will bring it in and play. You know, when it's someone's birthday one of these days, I'm going to come in and I'm going to, instead of singing happy birthday, I'll play happy birthday. How about that? I'll give my vocal box a break, and I'll just play on my instrument happy birthday. You know? I'll have to do like a little practice sesh, get myself all warmed up. You know, you have to do warm-ups before you jump right on an instrument, right? You have to warm up the strings to get them ready to be played. Love that. You see me with my give the vocal box a break, right? So anyway, I think you guys would love that as well, right? You were discussing musical appetite. Yes, I have an entire bag of music, classical music, that I've played over the years. One of these days, I should do a show and tell and show you my sheet music and show you the kinds of music that I've played over the years. You know, again, that might be a separate video where I title it non-yarny content, you know, so that way my yarny folks who come in are not expecting for me to be talking about yarn, you know. Play a song when you get to 100K subs. That's a very good suggestion, actually. I may do that. Don't hold me to it, because you have to practice, right? People will be expecting the things. Hi, Laura. Welcome in. Thank you so much for coming. Yes. So you guys have given me some great ideas for like the celebration, but you know, I gotta admit something to you guys. I never thought I would say this, but I'm a little nervous. I never found myself in this position right now to say that I'm actually nervous in a good way. I'm nervous and excited in a good way that I'm crossing the line here. Like 100K, like I didn't think I'd ever say that, but here we are. And so, yeah, I'm a little nervous, but we'll get through this together. I'm moving the cup. I'm moving my pens. I'm sitting here fidgeting with the stuff on my desk here, talking about this 100K. I'm a little nervous, but I'm excited. I can't wait for it to happen. You know, I worked really hard for it, and thanks to you guys, we're going to get there. So, yes. Anyway, guys, thank you, Trisha. I appreciate that. It's so nerve-wracking knowing that, you know, there's this huge goal you've always wanted, and it's right there, and it's so close, and before you know it, we'll get there together. Wow. Anyway, it's nerve-wracking. Anyway, what time does Boggy Brigade start on channel? Let me see here. Let me grab. I know it's soon. I thought I had my mouse. What happened to it? It's coming on soon. I'm not going to take up too much time, I promise. Here's my mouse. Let me see. Yeah, so it starts at 8 o'clock. 30 minutes. Yeah, it starts in 30 minutes. Yep. And yeah, please play on your birthday, 29th of October. We'll see. We will definitely see. But yeah, I'm excited. I will, like I said, I got to come up with some ideas on what to do for my 100K. Again, I didn't expect it to come so soon. I wanted it to come like New Year's, a little after New Year's. Hi, Jaxie. Welcome in. Kim, thank you so much for dropping that. Is that where we're going to the thing? Actually, we are. I got the email. By the way, guys, they do send me the link to go up. They're always inviting me to go. So it's never that, they understand that I've always been so busy with all the things. Was there a Boggy showcase last week? If so, where can I find it? I believe you would find that on Nancy's channel. I'm not exactly sure. If anyone can answer that, that would be amazing. Play for all the Scorpios. I love it. Play for all the Scorpios. It's so good. Yes, if anybody could share where the last blanket showcase was done. Was it done on Nancy's channel? Hi, Grapple Joe. Welcome in. I can play Happy Birthday on your... Oh, very nice. So good. Oh, it's at Nancy. She's got yarn too. So if you're looking for the blanket recap, that's where you're going to find it. All right. So good. Play for the Sages. What about the Leos? My goodness gracious. Now, question. We've been keeping track of how many Nano June blankets got sent in, and I believe we're halfway there. Am I correct? Fran, how many blankets are we at? We've been keeping track on our end. I think 24. 24, 25. The goal was 50. And I do have more to send in, so I'm excited to share that with you guys. I'm hoping we get to 50. If not, that's okay. But we had our own little personal goal of getting 50 of those blankets to Camp Boggy Creek by the end. So if you're interested in still making a blanket, we're trying to get 50 of the Nano June Blessing blankets to Camp Boggy Creek. So all help and any help would be greatly appreciated. So we've got 24 as of last week. I believe as a community, we can get this to 50. Who's with me? If 24 of us, 26, if 26 of us made one more blanket and sent it to Camp Boggy Creek, we would hit the goal of 50 in honor of Nano June. What do you say? Can we do it? And many of you guys still have one maybe just sitting around waiting for it to be sent in, right? As a community, we can pull it together in honor of Nano June, right? We can get 50 of these blankets in, right? So I'm still going to put another one on the hook. I'm going to do one. Kimberly M is in. Samantha Stewart is in. Who else? You made one. Okay, so there are still some out there that have to come in. So maybe we will get to 50 by the end. Fingers crossed. But just to be sure, I'm going to make some. And if you can, go do the things. And also, too, some advice. If you want to get through the process a little faster, run two together. If you do 2 DK weights, use an 8mm hook. It's very soft and squish. If you use 2 4-weight yarns, use a 9mm hook. Very soft, very squish. It goes so quick. I actually know some people on the YouTube streets here, our members, who use a 10mm hook with a Nano June blanket. And I believe it's, 4 repeats and it's done. So if you're looking to make one, soft, squish, all the things in a hurry, run 2 yarns together. That marled look is really nice. I mean, it's got a look all on its own. This is not Nano June's Blessing blanket, but running 2 yarns together is really nice, and it works out very quick. What is the deadline to send the Nano June blanket to Nancy? I believe it's the middle of January, January 15th, I think. Don't quote me. Maybe ask tonight in the live. They'll be more well-versed to tell you. But my personal goal is by New Year's Eve. All of my blankets need to be done by New Year's Eve or before. So yeah, run 2 yarns together, get it done, and we'll get to 50. I promise. I think we will. You have one made in a 2-weight yarn ready to send. Bon, you did one at a 2-weight? What? That's amazing. Thank you, Carol. I appreciate that. 8 is an L, yes. A letter L. Yep. 8mm hook. I would use 2 DKs. Unfortunately, all my DK has wool. Okay. That's understandable. If shipping would not be so much, I would make and send them. So sorry. Yeah, totally understand. I mean, for our international friends, totally understand if you guys can't participate in that. We're talking to USA and Canada because shipping wise, that would make the most sense, you know? Trisha says, come on, people, I can't make all the blankets. That's true. By the way, I believe, and don't quote me, there is another luck of the draw coming in our near future. Enough time to at least start a new project. I don't know how long it's going to be, but if you're looking for ideas on the next blanket to send in to Camp Boggy Creek, you can take the design or the pattern that will eventually be coming out and run with it. Maybe not just for luck of the draw, but if you're looking for another design to get on the hook, stay tuned. I believe they have something coming out in the near future. Can't wait to see that. Yes, luck of the draw is really nice too, guys, because you can get a project on the hook and not feel committed to having to do the entire blanket all in one shot. Little pieces. Break it up into little pieces and we're good. With that being said, there's many other patterns out there for Camp Boggy Creek. Luck of the Draw 13 begins next Thursday. Thank you, Trisha. So again, there's Ripples in the Creek. There's Textured Cabin Throw. There's Textured Cabin Squared. There's Sweet Marshmallow Kiss. There's, I'm not sure if they did the Rose yet, but I know that's in the works, the Rose of Kisses. Also, Pique My Interest. Jack's released that for Luck of the Draw number 12. There's tons of different patterns and designs out there that you guys can get on the hook to help make blankets for Camp Boggy Creek. And then, of course, there's the Nana June's Blessing Blanket. We're trying to get to 50, so if you guys can help us with that, that would be amazing. All right? So good. All right, you're working on the Iris Illusions. Thank you, Val. It's been a minute since I heard of anyone working on that one. It's actually a really nice pattern. It's the iris stitch, and then you have some front post stitches on the other side. It's really, really nice. Super, super nice. Anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. I want us to have enough time to breathe in between the live streams. So I'm going to wrap me up here, and I'm going to prepare for me to sit in the bushes for Camp Boggy Creek night over on Jax's channel, guys. So please check out her channel. Get ready to see all the wonderful blankets that you guys have been sending in. And again, I'll pepper in the comments to let you guys know that I'm there and I'm watching in the bushes. All right? So I'm going to wrap up on my end. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. I really appreciate each and every one of you. I can't tell you how much it means to me that you watch me and that you're here. All right? So with that, I'm going to wrap up. Have a nice one. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye.